What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports back again with another one. Kenosha's vigilante shooter Kyle Rittenhouse from Springfield, Illinois, has been charged with 5 felonies. One of those felonies is a murder charge. He could face up to life in prison if convicted. Now, one of those charges is him carrying a weapon, a dangerous weapon, and when he was not 18 years. He's actually 17 years old, so he was not legally allowed to carry that weapon, but somehow he got his hand on an AK-47. That's another story for another day, how he was able to get his hands on AK-47. We need to look at these gun laws, ladies and gentlemen, but we're not going to get off into the weeds on that on this video. We're going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse getting charged with 5 felony counts. Now, I'm not going to jump up and down, do cartwheels and hoop and holler like, oh, yeah, there you go. He need to be charged with murder. You know, he shot and killed 2 peaceful protesters and wounded 1 armed protester. You know, I'm not going to get excited about those charges. I'm going to get excited when they prosecute him and he's found guilty and he goes to prison for the rest of his life. That's when I'll be happy about that, because justice would then be served. But right now, there's just charges, and we'll see what happens, and we'll see what transpires. But this guy here, man, was saying before the shootings, he did a video saying that he was here to implement law and order on these streets of Kenosha. And he was interacting with law officials and stuff like that. They threw him some water, and he's basically walking around there like he was just basically a police officer. He was official, and he was there to, maintain law and order and dominate the streets, like President Trump said shortly after peaceful protesters got a little too close to the White House shortly after the George Floyd murder, and him and his wife and son had to be ushered down to the White House bunker. He never liked that, Trump. He thought it made him look weak, and ever since then, he's been on a vendetta to, to dominate the streets and get back at peaceful protesters who he thinks are against him and his administration. That's what this has been about with him for since this George Floyd murder. Now, it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy, man, what this guy did, man. This guy came from a neighboring state. He's not even from Kenosha, Wisconsin, Kyle Rittenhouse. He's from Springfield, Illinois. So I don't guess he drove over there or whatever the case may be. He got over there to those protesters that were taking place in Kenosha, Wisconsin. And he basically was the judge, jury, and executioner as he killed 2 peaceful protesters and wounded an armed protester, which was unbelievable. After that fact, he was able to walk down the street with his hands up when he was approached by law enforcement, riding around in tanks and stuff. It looked like a military zone. They riding around in tanks like they was in Iraq or something, Afghanistan, looking for bin Laden, man. It was ridiculous how you had people, you could tell, that that they was basically in a war zone, and they seen him as a ally, because they never told him to put down his weapon. They never tried to arrest him for walking down the streets with a handgun. They didn't even question him. He just kept on going on his way. It'd been interesting to see if that would have been a black guy with a AK-47 around his shoulder, what would have happened. Like I said in the other videos, he'd have been shot on sight. And that's what we're saying. It's just 2 Americas. We got one set of justice and treatment for people of color, and one set of justice and treatment for white people. And that's part of the problem, man. We need change in the systematic change in the criminal justice system. We need change and overhaul in these police departments all over the United States. We need standardized rules and regulations and adherence to procedures for all police departments, and every one of them should be abide to follow those rules, no matter if you're in, Lexington, Kentucky, or Miami, Florida. No matter if you're in Los Angeles, California, or Brooklyn, New York. No matter if you're in Seattle, Washington, or Fayetteville, Arkansas. It don't matter where it is. It should be one set of standardized rules and regulations for a police officer. And one of the main things they need to ban is chokeholds. You understand what I'm saying? They need to ban those. And another thing they need to look at is don't have police officers, again, I've been saying this in other videos, I'm going to keep on saying it. Don't have police officers have to go out and try to get into situations that they have no expertise in. You know what I'm saying? They need to stick to straight, stuff that's going to be, stuff that's happening in neighborhoods as far as crimes, people's drug deals, drugs, selling the crime, selling in neighborhoods and stuff like that. People, robbing stores, robbing banks, carjacking, thefts and stuff like that. Yes, they need to be handling those situations. But when it comes to stuff like domestic disputes and stuff like that, send a social worker out there. Let them handle it. Let them try to de-escalate the situation and let the ending result be peacefully and not something that can end deadly, that has happened times and time again when a police officer who has no expertise in that field arrives in a domestic dispute or a domestic altercation. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Kyle Rittenhouse, charged with 5 felonies, including a murder charge. As he's right now, he's been held in a jail facility in Springfield, Illinois. Will be transported to Kenosha, Wisconsin, where they will set up their situation with him as far as locking him up. And hopefully they won't. He won't be able to post any bond. Hopefully they won't even have a bond set for him. But hopefully if it is, they'll make it so high where he can't pay it. But I have some funny feelings they do post any kind of bond for this guy. No matter how high it is, he's gonna get somebody's gonna step up to the plate and pay that bond to get this guy up out of here. He's getting a lot of support on the internet. A lot of these right-wing advocates, they're showing support for this guy, man. That's disturbing. So hopefully they won't set bail for this guy, man. This guy sit there and rot until his court date. Let me know what you think in the comment section. This is JB Sports, the man, the myth, the legend. Stay woke.